Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your support of indie agency news. And let's meet an indie agency. Well, it says it in the name. There's New York. Rise New York and Partners. Sathi, Flavio, thank you so much for joining us. Did I pronounce your name right, Sathi?
You did. Actually, I'm very impressed.
International studies major. So how do people usually pronounce it? Sathi?
Honestly, I think they overcomplicate it. It's like, it's not, adding a couple extra syllables, but you did it well. So.
I love it. I love it. And then Flavio, we just,
Italian ba?
Para Italiano?
Italiano.
See. Okay, I didn't know this.
No, I'm not Italian. I'm just kidding. The name is Italian, though.
I know. I'm half Italian. My mom's side.
Same here. Yes, that's really.
Yeah, the joke.
Side.
Yeah, the joke was I'm half Italian. They said, "What half?" I said, "The good half." So yeah, that's the big Italian joke, at least in New Jersey. Well, first of all, thank you so much for supporting this mission. I really appreciate it. I love that you've joined, but also, like every member, I love that you have this really distinct point of view, and we're going to dig into a little bit more. But Flavio, I want to start with you and give us a little bit of a background on how the agency got started.
Dude, that's crazy. It started as a joke, honestly. It was a barbecue joke that we used to do. Like I have like a huge community of Brazilians working in advertising here in New York. And then every time we came together for barbecues and, eating Brazilian barbecues, we used to say, "Oh, look at this. This could be an agency. This could be never one." Like nobody ever like took it seriously until the wife of my partner came to me and said, like, if you don't do this, nobody will. And I was kind of like it touched my heart. Like it sounds like a little. But it touched my heart. It's like, well, like I feel like I've been doing this forever now. Like it's been 25 years into big holdings and all those toxic environments, and I was already fed up with that whole, how I was being treated in big holding networks. I decided to take, I guess, like it's the normal kind of route and going freelancing or kind of taking more of ownership of your own destiny and your own finances and everything. So it converted into the big plan. Tapped into a couple of friends. So like, you guys want to do this? Instead of freelancing, we can kind of like join forces and establish an LLC. But it started literally like that. Like basically, like let's build a like a squad to support brands globally. We had so many contacts that back then. Good recognition, awards, and all that. So like, why not? Of course, we failed miserable first year. But then things got a little serious, and here we are.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was talking to somebody else about this recently, that one of the biggest, I think, most underrated traits in our industry is restraint. And sometimes when you have a tough year like that, your first inclination is going to be, but you persevere. So it's restraint and saying, I gotta get back into the thing. But then also having the, having the gut to do it, and the guts to do it. And Sathi, I know that you've started a lot of businesses, and you've had that stuff. So when you came in and you're recent into this new role, what about it? I mean, obviously there's obvious reasons it's appealing. And, I would say this in front of Flavio's face, he's a friendly fella and they're super talented and all these things. So I'm curious though, about from your side, especially on the entrepreneurial side, what was the draw for you?
Yeah. Well, I've always I've seen Rise for the past decade. I've watched their work, and it always resonated with me because I think there's a level of depth, and I think that the work from Rise will definitely appeal to certain audience that could feel that could be in tune with that kind of level of depth. You can see that this was born out of having gone through transformations, and so that was very appealing for me. I think that the agency itself is something very rare. It's something that really helps to move culture forward. And so my focus, having joined recently as the global head of growth, is really just in scaling Rise's vision, scaling Rise's impact. And my background spans from leading a number of different growth startups, across different mission-driven industries. And so I help scale. I love scaling missions. And so I was really attracted to the mission. And for me, growth is about, of course, it translates into numbers always, but it's about connection, resonance, and impact. And so that's what really brought me here.
Well, how you get there, I mean, that matters. That absolutely matters. And then adjusting on the fly, for sure. Now, every agency, a couple of things here. A lot of agencies are known for something, right? And then also there's generally a long list of stuff that agencies do and do it well. But let's be honest, 3 to 5 probably rise to the top, right? This is where we anchor in. So I'm curious, Flavio, what you would say the agency is best known for, and what you would say the top 3 core strengths and solutions for brands and clients are.
Right. So I would say it's conceptual thinking and married with that world-class craft, right? I think Rise's craft is definitely something that we're most recognized for, and how we are creative fluid. I think that's a good way to put it, because creative fluidity is something that allow us to navigate creativity in ways that traditional agencies can't.
Right.
Either because they're like locked into these formulas for decades. For us, every client, every project, every assignment gets a unique razor sharp approach. Right. At Rise, we just sell one thing: creativity. No gimmicks, right? No data, no data first slogans, no channel agnostic frameworks. It's mainly like the final creative product that matters to us. That being resonated with some clients, like going back to the question. So if the superpower is creative fluidity and craft, right? Like being able to navigate through one problem to another in a very fluid way, that's been resonating with like clients like Microsoft, who've been doing some work, and also the client it's willing to give us an interview if you're open to this, because he's managing basically the AI offerings for Microsoft. And that client it's been very supportive of our talent from the past 2-3 years. Riot Games is another one too, which is basically a place where we started super small with them, with a little project in South America, with our offices down in Brazil. Now we are on a global roster of agencies. We're not agents of record for anybody, because I believe that agents of record is really something of the past. We don't truly believe that. We believe that we all share clients these days, especially with Google, which is the third client that we believe that's one of our bigger clients, right? Google literally, like, it took us 6 months to get into the roster of agencies. And when we got there, we see how they operate. It's basically like everyone, pitching in business to Google.
Right.
If you claim, today in current landscape, if you claim that you are an exclusive agent of record of somebody, I'm not so sure if you're telling me the truth, because everyone shares client at some point.
Yeah. No. That's very, very true. Yeah, and I think this idea of agency of record or project based, I think there's this middle ground, which look, I'll coin it, I guess. Key marketing partner, key creative partner, a KCP,
Mm,
because when you say project, that's one thing. Like if we're
yeah.
doing a project as opposed to, no, we're doing several projects, but yeah. So I think that, so we're going to call it key creative partner, key marketing partner, something like that. There you go. We just invented something. Let's talk about independence. Sathi, let's start with you. Why is being independent so important to you and to this agency?
Yeah, I mean, so there's a book called The Innovator's Dilemma, and I think it's really representative of what happens with disruptors. So it takes a level of independence to be disruptive, because when you have companies that just focus on what's going right, they listen to their customers, they follow the numbers, they optimize on revenue, they do everything right. They
Mm-hmm.
often become blind to what's missing or what can happen in the future. And I think what's cool about being independent is that it allows us to always be in that place of thinking from the future backwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because we don't have to focus on just what's working today and just following the trends, we have the ability to actually look forward into the future to see if everyone's going in this direction, what's going to
Right.
be the outcome, and what's the unmet need of that outcome, or and so I think it allows us to actually independently listen to our intuition and have better foresight. So I think we're positioned to just bring some more disruptive ideas or perspectives, and that protecting that freedom of creativity, I think, is the number one most important thing any creative can do.
Well, yeah, and I think that Flavio brought up a really good point in that, and I give Bob Hoffman credit for this, the ad contrarian. Hi, Bob. Uh, and he's right, is that agencies, this is the only business in the world that uses creativity to solve a business problem, and he's 100% right. He's absolutely 100% right. Flavio, on that note, you mentioned you'd been in the holding companies for a long time. Why is independence important to you?
Dude, well, for all the reasons that Sachi put, I think she puts very wisely. Well, like, most of our clients, they come with like kind of like a baggage, right? Bad experiences, overcomplicated campaigns, just
Hmm.
burnout from teams working with like bloated agencies. So as indies, that gave us like the opportunity to kind of like simplify the whole mess. And so I
Hmm.
normally say that clients comes to us to deal with the garbage. That's
Okay.
like so like and apparently we're also we were also great at cleaning butts. So like who knew, But basically, like I feel like what we normally what we that kind of like ability to kind of like really have like a frank conversation with a partner, with a person behind the brand, with a person um behind the company, not the business, right? It's
Yeah.
what makes an independent so compelling to me and to our clients, because they have direct access to me,
Right.
right? Pretty much, and to my whole leadership. We don't have a lot of juniors, to be honest, like the team, because it's a very tight and lean. We're only like 25 people globally, right?
Hmm.
So it's not a lot of people. We're trying to keep the roster very senior. So these clients, they have the opportunity to work with people who, manage like multi-million campaigns, um, and get the privilege and exclusivity they deserve. So I think that's what is so appealing about it, not only for us but for our clients. Is like we're not only the ones leading the business, we're also the ones doing the work.
Right. Yep. No, that makes a lot of sense. What's the main reason a brand should work with you? Sati, I'm going to give that one to you.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it has to do with everything that we're talking about, which is just what we bring to the table is authenticity, speed, and observation. I think that would be the three that I would say. I mean, observations in that we have the ability to stand back and watch where everyone is going, and then from that standpoint, bring honest observations to the table. So we're not afraid of questioning pathways, right? We're actually there to help make the business better, the brand better, and to help them communicate it more meaningfully. So I do think that when we're working with brands, we like to have transformation be part of the discussion, because it's like, where is it that you really want to go, and to question that. And so I think that the honesty that we bring in the conversations, because of the observations we're able to have for where everyone else is going, coupled with the speed, right? Just because we have an agile model and people that are very advanced at like seeing and thinking creatively. I mean, that kind of service is very rare to get at the level and speed in which Rise can deliver.
Yeah, I get it. Let's talk about talent. Flavio, you touched on it a little bit, a lot of senior talent, but what should talent know about the agency? Why would they want to put Rise on their list, whether it's a full-time role or in a freelance capacity?
Right. Well, I would say if you want to do actual creative work, get your hands dirty, like not being buried in that and decks and proposals or stuff that will never see the light of day. You come to Rise, right? I think that's pretty much it. Like we're like creatives and creators. So we love to sometimes people come to me and say, like, your agents kind of look like a production company, too much focus on craft. Well, do you think that's a bad thing?
Mm-mm.
I think that's an awesome thing to deliver. Like focus on the actual asset that your client is going to get through the amount of dollars they spent with you. That's a good thing. It's a tangible thing that goes beyond the spreadsheet. It goes beyond.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is like that is, so
I'm with you, man.
Oh yeah, so or like you either can keep doing and turning this thing into social assets, a bunch of banners is fine. You can keep doing that on Oglyphs of the world, or you can come to us and do a nice film, a nice animation, a good PR activation. Man, we're blasting a satellite off this space right now. To start the conversation. So
wait, what?
It's just like.
No, I will worry about that later.
We'll talk about this later.
Finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts so I can get to the next question.
We can explain that later. But yeah. So that's that's how like literally like how I think why Rise should be exciting to talents.
Right.
It's a place where not only on the work side, but also we're trying to build this safe haven for mental health. Like I think that's very important. The name of company is called Rise for a reason or for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Not only about like make creativity rise again, and not trying to paraphrase Trump here, but basically, it's kind of like that side of the things, position ourselves as an option, not only for clients or brands who are fed up with the what they have on the table right now, but also as an option for talent, right? Yep. So like something like if you feel like there's no way to go, maybe going independent, going to an agency that will give you such
nurture
freedom.
You, let you nurture you and let you thrive. That's always a good, give yourself
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like we try to keep this as a like mostly a place where you can be yourself. You can it's a Sathi knows like how I conduct things here. It's very open. I talk to interns the same way I talk to C-level. You can grab my my calendar, book 101s. I'm open. I'm here. You support of.
Yep, I like it. Next question: would you consider yourselves weirdos, misfits, or underdogs?
Sachi, go.
Depends on the day, right?
Yeah, I understand that. What do you think, Sathi?
Yeah, I actually, conventional thinking is so far out of the norm for me because I've just normalized creativity and like seeing the world in different perspectives. So, I mean, I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing to be weird today. I mean, we're in this new age, right? It's the age of Aquarius. It's literally our time to.
You're too young to know what age of Aquarius is.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's a good compliment.
No, I like it though.
Yeah, but I think it's we're vision people, and so we're always going to be, disrupting some sort of energy in the room.
The age of Aquarius, holy shit. Flavio, what would you say? You're kind of a weirdo, right?
Yeah, you can say that. I played Dungeons and Dragons, so that sells a lot. So but yeah, I mean, misfits maybe, to a little bit. What we're not is like the disruptors or the ones who are complaining about the industry. We're not trying to change. We're trying to contribute and elevate, but not like criticize. Like and like hate the dog that's already dead. So we're trying to make sure we love this industry. We're not trying to go against anything. We're just trying to make sure people understand that, because like sometimes they see the way we talk, the rises. I know Instagram has a certain personality and all that kind of stuff, but we're not trying to go against anything. So basically, so we're not very into very good labels or trends, right? But we're here to sell great creative work, and some agencies, they love to complain that clients aren't brave enough to buy creativity, but that's because those agencies, the same agents, they're not selling creativity. They're pushing data analytics buzzwords like metaverse, forgetting. Yeah, I'm just, like forgetting what the real job is, So we just don't make excuses and just deliver. So that's kind of,
I got you. Last question. Which CMO or marketer do you want to say hi to, whether they are an existing client or someone you'd like to meet? Flavio, you start.
Is that for me? To every brand leader, actually, who's exhausted from pouring money to big inefficient agencies and settling for inspired work, we see you. But I want to talk to you guys. I feel like I talked to all the people that I wanted to, the actual, but Fernando Machado is one that inspires me a lot. It's not only because he's a Brazilian, but because of everything that he represents in creativity, and how he pushed brands, especially Burger King and all that, to thrive and excels and tapping into creative work,
Right.
So
you can say it's also because he's Brazilian. That's fine.
I love my country, and even though I'm in New York for 15 years, and I lived in China. I don't know if you know that, but basically, so it's been almost 20 years that I left Brazil. I was just a junior creative director, if that exists, and back then. I made my career abroad, so but I still cherish a lot of, especially the creative potential of Brazilians and what we contribute for creativity globally.
Yeah, we used to call you guys the Brazilian marketing mafia. So, Sathi, your answer to this one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Flavio. I think I'd love to meet and speak to anybody who has just a bold vision of life and wants to make an impact in this new era of where the market's moving and how fast culture is moving. And, all of the talented creatives I've been very blessed to have met really was Rise. The Rise was a company that I was looking at for a few years. And so that was amazing to kind of be part of the team. But ultimately, it's really just about the others that are like-minded, that feel that same ethos and want to be different. So
I love it. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you both taking the time. This is great. It's really fun to watch the agency, continue to grow. And again, I can't thank you enough for supporting this mission, and I wish you nothing but the very best moving forward.
Thank you, man. Thank you for everything you were doing for us too, and fighting for us out there.